see it that good, but I'm gonna drill right there, right ahead. I'll just try to get it down, not quite to the lamination, but we're gonna go about 1/8 of an inch in, right before it reaches the lamination. Just enough space for that liquid to get into that crack. And see, now if you drill too deep, you'll go to the lamination and that liquid's going to go in more than just the crack. It's going to go all the way to the center film, and it's going to make it look like a big halo. So bear with me just a second. Let me grab my kit. Back it out all the way. You never want them to be closer than the edge of that plunger right there, so back it all the way out. Moisten it up a little bit. Always stay to either one of the sides of the crack. Do not ever put the suction cup on top of the crack. It will make it split out. So let's pick one side or the other. Make sure it's fairly lined up. Lock the suction cup down. We're going to go down with the plunger first, that just airtight or hand tight to the glass, and then we're going to make sure that this right here is the cylinder that the resin goes in. We're going to look down inside here, make sure we got it lined up just perfect, and then same with the other side. We're going to get it to where you can feel it get tight, and maybe 1/8 of a turn right past it. Here is Onyx Black Label repair resin. It's UV activated. What we're going to do, depending on the size of the crack, I always go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 on bigger ones. This is, about a standard one. I'll probably use 7 on this one here. But one at a time, that way y'all can see each one. And you should be able to see here in just a second the resin running down inside that crack. Always, before you ever even get started, what I like to do is I like to say a disclosure. Hey, dear Mr. Customer, these repairs are not guaranteed to completely disappear, smooth out the surface. Really, the biggest reason for doing a repair is to keep the splitting from getting any worse. Yada yada. Also, if within the process, if it happens to split out or get any worse while I'm working on it, I can't be held responsible due to the fact that it's already a broken windshield, of course. So once we pressurized it, we've got it, fairly tight. You don't want to get it so tight that you can see the resin running out the bottom. You want to get just tight enough to where you can start seeing the liquid go inside the crack. Once set for 30 seconds to a minute, you're going to back out about 4 slow turns. You don't want to back all the way out. The purpose of this is to pull a vacuum. So what it does is it pulls all the excess oxygen. In this case, it's a lot of oxygen trapped in that crack, so you'll never get all of it out. But the sole purpose here is to keep him from the crack running off into his driver view. We're just going to do him a favor today. I'm not going to charge him anything for this. I'm just going to give him some time until he needs to buy another windshield. I believe he's going out of town this week, so we'll worry about replacing it when he comes back from vacation, so we don't double work myself. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a lighter from the inside, slowly heat it up. You never want to keep the heat all in one spot. It will make it run automatically if you get too hot. So you'll see me move it up and down and around. It allows that crack to open up just a little bit and allows for that resin to seep off into that crack. it's not going to look any better. This is just going to keep it from splitting any further. That fan's blowing on me. I can't keep my lighter lit. You can do it from the outside or the inside, preferably inside because it heats it slower. The reason I'm doing it from the outside is because I can see it easier or at a better angle from where I'm standing. From y'all's angle, you probably can't tell that the thing's gotten any better at all, but I know that crack isn't going anywhere. Like I said, this is not a cosmetic fix. This is nothing that I'm proud of other than the fact that I'm able to stop the crack from getting into his view. Back all the way back out again. Make sure that it's completely backed out. Alright, now we're going to go. I usually put the plunger below the repair itself. Line it straight up, lock the plunger. Then we're going to start with the stop. Hand tight. As soon as it gets snug, you're going to go about a quarter turn past tight. Then you tighten down onto the repair. Go, 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 go. Okay, now I've got the damaged area inside the hole. Got it tight, and it's got an 1/8 to a quarter turn past tight. You don't want to make the repair split out on purpose. Go any further than that, that thing's just going to ruin. Alright, let me grab a resin. Once again, I like using this Black Label Onyx. It's a little bit darker, and nowadays windshields have a little bit of a tint to them, so it doesn't make it quite as clear. 7. I've noticed of all the repairs I've used in the past, or repair resins I've used in the past, this one works the best. They clear up the best when it's actually repairable. Like I said, don't pay that one any attention. That's just a strictly stopping the thing from getting any worse. Now this one here will be the one where you can actually see the resin running inside the crack. Okay, now we're going to back out on it. We're going to pull a vacuum. Really easy. Hold this cylinder here, the inner cylinder, still so it can't back off the glass and let the resin back out. And then we're gonna 1, 2, 3, about 4 half turns, so 2 full turns out. And you don't want to release the pressure. You want enough pressure still left in there that it's pulling oxygen out of those cracks. And see if you can see it. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but it's pulling most of the crack out of there. You can hardly see it anymore, and it'll get a lot better once I get it done. Alright, now I'm going to pressurize it back. Go back in the 4 half turns and maybe 1 extra half turn just to pressurize it at about 30 pounds of pressure. I'm tapping the outside of it right here, just a vibration from me tapping. It's allowing the resin to seep in there further. And then I will hit it one more time with that heat real quick. As you can see, you'll never see me hold it directly on it. I will always go around and around and around just to kind of acclimate it to the heat. Never want to hold it directly on there for any period of time. And if you can see this leg right here I'm working on, it's almost completely disappeared. And almost. Keep in mind, they're never going to completely disappear. Every once in a while we'll get lucky though. though. That's why I always say my disclosure first, because some people have very high expectations when it comes to these things, and they expect for it to be a brand new glass, and you know, it's not realistic.
Sometimes what you can do, you got, 4 or 5 legs on one repair, and one of them's giving you a fit. Once you pressurize it for the second time, you're going to back out on it and pull another vacuum. Maybe try to pump a little bit lightly, don't pump hard. Just barely pump it, and it'll allow that crack to meet the surface neck. Alright, pull another vacuum. Now we'll pressurize it one more time. Let's see if that thing got any better. Alright, put the heat to it again from the outside. Sorry for the shaky camera, I'm using a hand mount. I need to get my chest mount or head mount. I just thought this would be easier to switch it around because I'm moving so much. Okay. Some angles look worse than others. You know what I'm saying? Like, as you can see from in here, you can't see it at all.
It's all in how light hits it, but still a good, 80% better than it was. It's definitely not going to go anywhere. It is complete. Other than me, I'm just heating it up a little more. We'll try to make it look a little bit better. Oh, yeah, there it went. It completely disappeared then. I just put a little more heat on it. But keeping it moving, never holding it still. And there we go. It's going to be about as good as it can get. Let me wipe it down one more time. Like I said, you can still see what it's called a halo of like where it used to be. Of course, now that the process is complete, it won't go anywhere, nor will that one. That doesn't look great either. Of course, like I said, just to stop it, get him back from his vacation, we can get him another windshield ordered. But let me show you how to pit fill once the repair itself is done. Usually sits 3 to 5 minutes pressurized. Alright, back out of it. You want to start with the probe first. This gunk gets on here, gets on everything. If you do not clean it, as soon as you get done with the repair, you will be having trouble with the next few repairs. Because this stuff gunks up and this thing fits in here so tight. If you leave any of that stuff and it turns to like what I call liquid glass, you'll never get this thing to go back in there. You'll end up breaking new glass or breaking glass that you should have been able to repair. You just hold a rag around the bridge so this liquid doesn't get everywhere. There we go. Said it doesn't look fantastic. It was a pretty gnarly one. Some of them disappear completely. Some of them leave somewhat of a resemblance of where they used to be. And look, what I'm doing here is I'm also knocking the rest of what liquid is inside this probe out so it doesn't gunk up with other stuff. Those threads fill up and get gunked up. You'll never get the pressurizing probe to go back in it. Whole nightmare, whole different story. Alright, so what we'll do next is this is called pit filler. Most all of it's the same no matter what brand you use. Just there is a distinct difference though. You do not want to try to put pit filler inside your repair kit. It will ruin it. You just put a little bitty dot right where you drilled. That one on there. Just put a little dot of the liquid and then you put that. It's like a little swirl square cellophane. I mean, if you don't have these little fancy doodads, you can use any kind of plastic, just as long as it's clear plastic and UV rays can still penetrate it. Fill in that hole where I drilled into it so it doesn't look so ugly. Also keeps moisture and stuff from seeping back down in there. But we'll let that sit there for a few more minutes. It'll solidify and turn almost to liquid solid glass almost. I'll take a razor blade and scrape it off. And that's all she wrote. Said, I know, you know, it's not beautiful. That one turned out pretty good. Let me tell where it was, huh? Where's this one? Oh, there it is, but still. As you can tell, it was about quarter size and had 6-7 good legs coming off of it.